Hello everybody, and today what I want to show you how to do is how to remove the air filter and remove the mass airflow sensor so that you can clean it. I'll show you how to clean it, and this will actually help the car run a little bit better. Okay, so let's get started. The first thing you're going to need to do is you're going to need to remove these clamps right here. Okay. In most cases you don't really need to, but I like to do it so that I can free up some space and have the airbox free to work with. Okay, so for this you're going to need Phillips head and a flat head. Not too bad. So here we go. So first thing you want to do, remove the clamps. You want to get this section off here. Clamps off. Now, I already took off the engine cover, the one that says V8 supercharged on it, and so hopefully everyone doesn't need a tutorial on how to take that off. If you do, then you shouldn't be doing this. So let's see here. So here, put it off. Make sure the clamp doesn't fall down into the engine, and there we go. So we'll put that aside. All right, you can always look at it if you want, just to see how clean it is, and it's very, very clean. There's not a lot of dirt if you have a look there. Not a lot of dirt at all. Let me just bring this out a little bit. Okay, so it's actually very, very clean in there. So it's good. Air box, air filter, it's doing its job. So we'll put that aside. And next what we want to do is we'll take the mass airflow sensor off. The mass airflow sensor is Phillips head. So just grab the Phillips head. Okay, 2 tiny little screws. You really can't screw this up pulling it out or putting it back on. Make sure you put the screws in a safe spot where you're never ever going to lose them or drop them or forget them. That means a pocket. Okay, and disconnect your mass airflow sensor here before just press the button. Sometimes it's a little tricky. Or you can just put that back on and disconnect it. It's not always the easiest to get off. Okay, I should have thought about that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the screws back on. So here we go. Notice this is the channel isn't called Range Rover Pro. It's Range Rover Noob. So put that back on. This back on here. Disconnect this. Makes it much easier when everything's nice and secure. There we go. Okay, you can inspect the connection. What I'm going to do is also I'm going to put some dielectric grease in here just to make sure that I've sealed up the connection and it's nice and watertight. Okay, wires look good, everything looks good. Let's continue. Screws back off. Don't do that. Get to that later. Alright, put that one in your pocket. Hopefully this one hasn't fallen too far down. Let's check it out real quick here. Yeah, I don't know where it is, but I'll find it later. Alright, so take the mass airflow sensor off. Okay. comes off like that. That's pretty much what the mass airflow sensor looks like. It's just a bunch of air going into these little filaments in there. They send a temperature reading back to the computer, and it does its thing, and it calculates a whole bunch of things, and it makes your engine run better. Anyways, this can get dirty. It can get clogged. It does happen. So usually when you clean this up, it helps your engine run much better, much smoother. Your acceleration's a little bit better, and your mileage is better. Your fuel economy increases. So we'll put that off to the side, and I'll show you how to clean it later. So the next thing is the air filter. Now, mind you, if you have the supercharged model with the dual breather system, then you have to do the same thing on the other side. So I'm just going to do one side. So for the air box, you've got 1, 2, 3 screws there. You have to take that off. And on the other side, I think you have 3, maybe 2, because it's a little more constricted on the other side. I don't know. Alright. I thought about it, whether or not I should use a drill for this video just to make it a little bit faster, but I don't think it's a good idea. Now, when you pull these out, you don't want to do them all the way, okay? You don't want to pull them out, unscrew them all the way. You just unscrew them so you see the first few threads pop out. Okay, so the first few threads have popped out there. I'll do this one as well. And that should be enough to take the top half of the airbox off. Alright, go off to the other side. I hope that screw is somewhere if I can reach it. Alright, so yeah, on the other side you do have the same 3 screws. And again, you just loosen them until you see first few threads pop up. That looks about right. This is a really, really simple maintenance habit to get into, because I will do this usually twice a year, every 6 months, just to make sure that everything's good. Okay? Alright? So these are all loose. You can just pop the airbox off, and there's the lid. Now, if you have a look, it's actually really, really clean, so it tells me that the air filter is in good shape. It's definitely doing its job. Let's have a look at it. That's not bad, alright? I've had this air filter for pretty much 2 years now. Okay, or almost 2 years. And it's in really, really good shape. So does this need to be replaced? Some people are going to say, oh, you already have it out, might as well replace it. Yeah, okay, you can replace it if you want some peace of mind, for sure. But for me, why would you? It's in really good shape. It's very, very clean. You vacuum it out, you pop it back in, it's fine. So we'll put this off to the side. And let's have a look inside here. Okay, so right here we've got the inside where everything comes in, and if you have a look, there's a little bit of dirt here, a little bit of dust here. It's really not that bad, actually. So what you can always do is you can take a rag with some WD-40 or a little bit of oil on it, and you can clean this out, and then after that take a clean rag and really, really wipe it so that you get all of that oil off, because what the oil does inside the walls of the breather box is it collects a lot of dirt. Okay, now in retrospect that might be a good thing, because it'll collect the dirt and the dirt won't get into the air filter. the air filter won't have to filter it out, and your engine will breathe even a little bit better. But if you have a look here, as long as you're not doing some crazy off-roading or anything, and this is a daily driver and something that you take to the cottage and you pull something with, it's not all that bad, okay? So we'll clean this off. Cleaning it off, it's your call. I'm not going to show you a video on how to do that because it's really, really simple. So once you've got the breather box open, then you just clean it any way you want. All right? So we'll move on to the cleaning part. I'm going to bring these things into the kitchen and show you guys how to do this properly. Okay? So I'll be right back. All right, and welcome back. Now what we have is the mass airflow sensor here. The screw that I lost is missing in action. I can't get it back. I already spent about 45 minutes trying to dig for it, and it's a lost cause. So I'm going to go back to the dealership, pick one up, and come back. Beg them for a screw, I guess. Alright, so in case anybody wants to know, since we're here, the part number of the mass airflow sensor, it's a FOMOCO, so it's a Ford Motor Company part. So that comes from Ford, and the part number is 7 Golf 9 November -12 Bravo 579 Alpha Bravo -5040, or it's 05L14, and it's made in Japan, and next to Japan it says November Delta 04 Romeo. So there you have it. You can Google that, and chances are you're going to get one of these in the results. So the filament is actually, I don't know if you can see it, but it's right here. That's one. The other filament is deep in here. There's two actually. All right. So we're just going to clean those out. Now, do we clean them out with water? Hell no. Okay, we're going to clean them out with this. This is an electrical contact cleaner. And this, all it is really, it's rubbing alcohol in a spray can. That's all it is, pressurized rubbing alcohol. All right, so doing this is really, really simple. You take the can, and then you aim and you shoot. Because it's rubbing alcohol, who cares if it gets all over the counter? It's not going to do anything to the counter. My wife's not going to kill me. Shoot. Be liberal with it. Do it everywhere if you want. Okay. You can even take this little red little hose thingy that comes with it. Put that on. This is more a pain in the ass. It's not entirely worth it. Okay, you can do this if you want. Alright, you can do that. Just to get a more concentrated jet of rubbing alcohol. Do it in there. This stuff evaporates very, very quickly, so there really is no need to worry about it clogging up an electrical component or shorting anything out or anything like that. You should be alright, okay? You wipe that down as much as you want, as much as you can. Alright. Really, really simple. Okay. Give it a good shake. Rubbing alcohol out of there. Try not to touch those filaments. Okay. Alright. And there you go. That's it. That's all there is to it. For all intents and purposes, it's clean. If you ever have any idling issues or any surging issues, the engine's just not running properly, try this first. Try cleaning out the air filter. Try cleaning your mass airflow sensor before you go replacing anything or bringing it to the dealership. Don't forget that when they troubleshoot at the dealership, they charge you, but they start with the very basic stuff. They won't even check this. They'll just replace it because it's the cheapest part. They'll replace your air filter because it's the cheapest part. And then if it still does it, they'll work their way up. And what they'll do in the process is run up your bill. Okay, so remember, start with the basics. Check your fuses, check your mass airflow sensor, clean it out, reconnect it, put some dielectric grease in there. All right, and next is the air filter. Now the air filter, I haven't touched it, I haven't vacuumed it or done anything because I want you guys to see what actually comes out of it when we slam it down on the counter. All right, so slam it down on the counter a few times. What's come out? A lot of dust. If you have a look there, it's a lot of dust. Look at all that stuff there. All right, so we get that out. Take this here, wipe the counter. This is what has come out of the air filter from one winter's worth of use. All right. All right, so let's have a look. There you go. All right, plus little leaf fragment there. Just chuck that out. Okay, so that's what's come out just from slamming it down on the counter or letting it drop on the counter. The next thing we're going to do is we are going to vacuum it. All right, very simple to do. You take your vacuum cleaner, all right, make sure it sucks well, put it on, and you don't want to do it like this because then there's no air coming in from the bottom, so it's not really going to suck anything out. You put it on the side and you just run it like that, or there you go. Run it across like that. Okay. If this doesn't get it out, don't worry. Okay, it's just an air filter. It's still very, very, very good shape. At least mine is. All right. If yours isn't, maybe replace it. And that's all you do. Okay? Right. Don't do this side because this is a side where the clean air came out from. So if you do this side, all you're doing is embedding more of the dirt that you're trying to loosen off on this side into the cracks. So just vacuum the cracks on the dirty side, and it should be okay. Alright? If you have a brush attachment for your vacuum, maybe use that, but just be very, very gentle. You don't want to start jamming it right in there. Alright? That's pretty much it. Do the sides if you want. Whatever. Sides, sides, here we go. There we go. Switch it off. Done. By that time, your mass airflow sensor is pretty dry. If you want, give it another shake just to make sure you got everything out. All right. And the next thing we're going to do is put all this stuff back together, minus the one screw. I have to go to the dealership now. Pain in the ass. All right, so let's do it. So we'll be back. Okay, guys. So bad news. I can't show you the reinstallation of everything, but it's pretty much the exact reverse of like putting it all in is exactly the reverse of taking it all out. Okay, on top of that, I had to remove the headlight, I had to remove the grill to try and see if I can find that little tiny pain in the ass screw, and I couldn't find it, so I got to put all that stuff back together. So anyways, all that to say, what you want to do with the dielectric grease is you want to put it in the connection point, so you can either put some in here, right there where it connects, but I usually like to put it in the female half, so the other half of the connection, and it's just basically take a little bit, pea size, a little bit more than that, and then you just rub it in, and then you just stick it in there. It's a good idea also, since you have everything taken apart, is to wipe everything down as much as you can. Make sure you clean it up as much as possible so that you have a nice clean connection and you have a nice clean signal running to the computer, to the car, to the ECU, whatever you want to call it. All right. So always do that. Anytime you disconnect something, check the connection, wipe it down, clean it up as much as possible. If you want, even spray that into both sides of the connection to clean it out really, really good, and then put some dielectric grease, which, as a reminder, I'm gonna do that myself. So always do that. Make sure everything's nice and clean when you put it back in. Thanks for watching. And if you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, obviously give it a thumbs down, and subscribe to my channel for more. Take care and have a great day. Alright, so obviously you can hear these guys in the background. They're making a lot of noise outside, but this is what I had to do. I had to take the headlight out. I took the fairing underneath out to see if I could get at anything down there. Nothing. There's the headlight. About the dielectric grease and cleaning up your connections. There's a connection right there for the headlight, so I might as well do that while I'm at it. Clean it all up, and there's the other connection right there, so I'm going to clean that up as well. But anyways, huge pain in the ass. Lesson learned, guys, when you're loosening off these little screws, make sure you hold on to them or use a magnetic screwdriver or Phillips head or whatever, so that you don't lose these tools and they don't drop down into the engine bay. Anyways, take care.